Today's the 2nd of March 2015. When I made my want list for my New Year's want list, one of the things I wanted that I was curious about was synchronicity. Now, I've just bought a book by Story Waters, one of my gay boys, called You're God, Get Over It. And in it he has a whole chapter on synchronicity, so I'm going to read the whole thing. A lot faster than making notes. He calls it the fluidity of synchronicity. The journey from seeing the world in purely physical, objective terms to seeing it as a changing reflection of many individuated wills is one of allowing a sense of fluidity. Just as attachment to a static story, and I think by story he means what your idea of yourself is, your personality that you've created. Attachment to a static story creates rigidity in your inner being. That rigidity is also mirrored in your experience of the outer world. What you think is what you get. Reality reflects both your allowance of it and your resistance to it, to fluidity, I guess. To allow fluidity in your being is to experience fluidity in reality. Now that is a big sentence there. Woo. To allow the unfolding of your being is to allow the fluidity of experience. One of the first signs of this fluidity will be through the appearance of synchronicities in your life. A synchronicity is a meaningful coincidence and reflects your openness to the magic of life. For instance, you happen to meet someone who spontaneously tells you something you were looking to know. Such a synchronicity, on its own, could just seem like a surprising coincidence. However, as you step into the unfolding, synchronicities will come into your life with ever-increasing frequency, often reinforcing each other. For example, you may be deciding whether you should take a trip when you bump into a friend who tells you they just got back from a wonderful vacation in France. Next, a truck drives by with a picture of the Eiffel Tower on the side. Then you open a newspaper and find a special offer on flights to Paris. Synchronicity is your God self, that means your own self, speaking to you through the medium of your own reality. With any synchronicity, there is always the choice either to see it as a random chance or to see it as a potent confirmation that there is far more to reality than the physical. So it's all what you choose to believe. When you are within the unfolding, synchronicities can build up to levels that will shake apart a traditional solid view of reality. To be open to synchronicity becoming a significant part of your life is to let go of seeing the world in purely physical terms. There is no external force that either grants you synchronicities or denies them. If you do not experience them, it is simply the honoring of your choice to view the world in purely tangible terms rather than in magical terms. So you get what you believe. Your perception is not objective. Typically, it acts to support and therefore to reinforce your idea of the world. To believe that the world is purely a physical system, which is where I'm coming from, is to live within the experience of that rigid belief. And the fluidity of synchronicity is rarely experienced. If you do not believe in synchronicity being anything but random chance, then you will only experience synchronicity at a rate that you can comfortably explain away as random chance. Wow! Your story is always honored. That is why the decision to change your story can only come from within yourself. Synchronicities are your God self communicating with you. They strongly point to the underlying interconnectedness of life. They are therefore threatening to a purely physical point of view. I'll stop there. 6 minutes, that's enough for one shot. This is heavy stuff. Whoa.